remember the result yesterday saw Bosnia beat Slovenia by 2-1, and so Bosnia registered their first points in Group 1. Now the attention very much fixed on this game between Croatia and Greece. Croatia, an emerging footballing nation, they reached the quarter-finals of Euro 96, remember, and the Greeks too, with much more belief than they've ever had before in their national team. Passion around the stadium too, with the usual firecrackers just before the national anthems. Tense moments indeed for the two teams. Trying to win qualifying points. There's been interest around Europe throughout this weekend with so many vital fixtures. England winning by 2-0 in Georgia. Holland scoring a fantastic, resounding, emphatic 7-1 victory over Wales. This afternoon, Scotland beat Sweden by 1-0. Iceland got a point, an unexpected point, in drawing with the Republic of Ireland. And perhaps the most unexpected result of all, that draw in Nuremberg, which Northern Ireland achieved against the European champions Germany. And as I said a moment or two ago, the result yesterday in this group was Bosnia 2, Slovenia 1 in Ljubljana. Goals by Elvir Polic, the man who scored for Fenerbahce against Manchester United about 10 days ago, and Nihal Kudro. Slovenia's goal coming from Zavic from the penalty spot. So Bosnia registering their first points. They've now got 3, as have Croatia. Remember, the Croatians have played only one game so far in World Cup qualifying. They won that quite comfortably by 4-1 against Bosnia. And so they're looking to retain a maximum points record here this evening in Zagreb. Although you see the familiar red and white quartered shirts. The inevitable touchline interview taking place. And just to confirm the two lineups this evening, Croatia will have in goal their most capped international of all time, Drazen Ladic. In defence, Nikola Jurkan, the Nottingham Forest defender, will be alongside Slavan Bilic from West Ham United. Igor Stimac from Derby County, so very much an English feel about the Croatian defence. Robert Jani will play on the left, no doubt. And the rest of the side are Sanovic, Kozinecki, Suker, that wonderful striker, Boban Boksic, and our referee there, Mario van der Ende from Holland. He also was involved in that Manchester United Fenerbahce game. He was the referee. And Stanic, the last member of that Croatian side that I failed to mention there. The Greek side, Ilias Atmatzidis is in goal. Stratios Apostolakis, their most capped international of all time, will be at right back. As the Croatians win this corner, I'll just break off from getting you the rest of that team news. And Prosinecki will take it. So this could be a really early boost for Croatia. They've sent up half a dozen, including the tall men like Bilic and Stimac. And it could be just a touch too long, but the keeper's in trouble. And there was a chance straight away. And it was Boban who failed to turn it through. But what a nervous start for Greece. Conceding a first-minute free kick. Oh, now, just a little spot of bother and a few angry looks with the Greek number 8, Nikolaidis, involved there. This was the free kick launched onto the fingertips of Atmatzidis, and then Boban, he couldn't force it through, neither could Suker, and the Greeks cleared. There is the coach, Miroslav Blažević, and the Greek coach, Polirinu. And here come Greece themselves with an opportunity, and comes back off the defender. It was Nikolaidis who got in there. Demis Nikolaidis, who's got an excellent goal-scoring record. 5 goals in his last 5 internationals, and he's won this corner for Greece, which is going to be taken by Satas. Vasilos Satas, who plays in Spain with Seville. So there's plenty of quality around this Greek side, and that's a dangerous ball. And just as an effort at the other end was cleared off the line, so it was there. And Prosinecki just unable to feed the ball through. So the danger now as Greece try to break. This is quick and try and whip this one in, but it's low and flat and rather easily cleared by Bilic. To Prosinecki. Taken on by Sanovic. This is good play, and it's a very lively start to the game, and the chance here for Yanni to cross the ball in. And the two defences look somewhat vulnerable even at this early stage of the game. Well, Blažević wanted to resign after Euro 96, and here we go straight to the other end, and a chance for the Greeks, and that's a very good effort, and just hooked over the top of the crossbar. Nikolaidis is looking particularly sharp. Well, the Croat defence there was caught just a little asleep as Nikolaidis got onto the end of that ball and hooked it onto the just over the top of the crossbar. So chances appearing at both ends very early in this match. That is Stimac. This is Prosinecki. And then chipped way too far ahead of Stanic. Sanovic, who now plies his trade in the Premier League in England as well with Derby County, had a superb Euro 96. The Dutch official is a very strong official. He's got a presence about him, and he's highly respected. Now's the chance. And, well, not too sure about that. I think he gave handball there against Stanic. Cleared into the path of Georgios Donis. Plays for Blackburn Rovers. That's another foul committed by Boban this time. Very vociferous crowd, around about 40,000 here in Zagreb. And Boban just following through there, not much doubt about that. So Apostolakis winning yet another cap. His 86th tonight for Greece. Prosinecki seeing a lot of the ball early on. Jurkan forward. And another good tackle there. Released Nikolaidis. He had to knock it back into space, and they work it out to Donis again. Three defenders around Donis. They know all about him. Suka. That's a lovely ball played. Well, it looked a lovely ball, but in fact it wasn't angled as well as Suka would have liked. So Atmatsidis sends his own man on his way. That man being Zatidas. It's too short, too tight. Two emerging countries in footballing terms, these, without question. Asanovic now. He kept the ball away from his markers superbly well, and Asanovic will surely win a free kick out of Zagarakis here. The two number 7's tangling, and Zagarakis from Parkin Salonika finally bowling his man over, and so Croatia will have the opportunity to set something up again through the craft of Prosinecki. Here he goes. Stanic on the outside, he goes for the shot, and a super one it was too, and it required a flying stop from Atmatsidis, but the chance has not gone away yet, and another save by the keeper. Has it? No, it hasn't crossed the line, and that is magnificent goalkeeping by Atmatsidis. Twice to foil Croatia. Prosinecki had the initial effort, he palmed that one away, he had to get back on his feet promptly, and when the ball came back in, there it is. Asanovic was on the end of it. What a good save. Two good stops from Atmatsidis, who's really cemented his place in the Greek side since the World Cup 2 years ago. He was dropped after a humiliating 4-0 defeat by Bulgaria, but he's won his place back, and he's proving his worth. A really long lob, and if it stays in play, well, Nikolaidis was the only one who really reacted to that. Some not very diligent defending there from Croatia. Now Boban. He was balked. Free kick. Well, it promises to be quite a lively encounter, this one. Certainly from the way it started. Delightful flick. Boban straight back for Asanovic. Tries to switch the point of attack. It's not a very clever pass, mind you. It's sent his man scurrying all the way back to the halfway line. And they're all so comfortable on the ball. So many of this side, of course, used to play for the old Yugoslavia. And indeed, some of them played like this man Prosinecki as long ago as the 1990 World Cup finals in Italy. This time Prosinecki loses out, and away go Greece. The shame of Tsatas. Tries to knock that one to Nikolaidis, and chances here. Did he handle the ball? Did he not? It's trickled it over the line into the net. They appeal, and the referee looks to the linesman, and a goal is given. Van der Ende has no doubt at all that Nikolaidis has not committed a defence. He gets in between the defenders. Well, there certainly looked to be a handball from that angle. He worries not. He tucks the ball in past goalkeeper Ladic, and Greece have a really surprising lead here in Zagreb. The defence cut apart, and Nikolaidis, who can do no wrong at international level, has his 6th goal in 6 games, and with 8 minutes gone, it's Greece who take a really shock lead. But did he handle the ball? Yes, he did, I would say. It's Croatia 0, Greece 1 in high controversy. Demis Nikolaidos, who plays for AEK Athens, is turning into one of the outstanding strikers in international football at the moment. He scored in the game against Albania, he scored in the match against Bosnia in the last World Cup qualifying tie, and that goal has really set this one alight. But I have to say I'm very surprised that the goal was allowed to stand. The referee may not have been in a great position because he was actually behind the play, but his assistants, certainly one of them should have spotted what looked to me like a clear handball. The Greeks will not complain. And of course the other countries in this group, notably Denmark, will be looking at this result with some interest, but that gentleman there from Holland is very much under the microscope at the moment. Croatia find themselves behind, but attacking here with Prosinecki. Bilic is forward, Asanovic is forward too. They cover well. And there is some talent about this Greek side. Many of them play for Panathinaikos or AEK Athens back in their own country. But they have other players who play in other countries like Donis at Blackburn Rovers and Satas at Seville. And there goes Nikolaidis again, and he is proving a real handful for this Croat defence. Well, much of the pre-match talk centred around the goal-scoring exploits of Davor Suker, the Real Madrid striker who's got a wonderful record. But Nikolaidis is going to be challenging him before long at this rate. You can't get much better than 6 goals in 6 games. So clear problems already for Blažević. There is so much pride around this Croatian side. They were really spurred on during Euro 96 by the events back in their own country. War-torn in recent years, of course, and they wanted so much to do so well for their country folk. And they did do well before falling to Germany in the quarter-finals, only by 2-1. But now they are the ones who are chasing this game as the ball is laid back by Jökan. Forward is Bubba. Yanni was involved, and then Asanovic takes over. Such a good touch, Asanovic, but this one will be picked out by the Greek defender Kalitsidis. Referee Van der Ende, generally on the spot, was the free kick. What a happy man he should be. Greece taking the early lead, exactly what you want in an away qualifying tie. England were in that happy position yesterday against Georgia when they scored twice in the first half. Croatia probably enjoying a majority of possession, but look how many blue shirts there are there. Now it's Suker. Favours the left foot, but swings it across that side, and there was only really one man who was up there, but he wins the corner. And Suker goes to take up his position inside the Greek penalty area, probably position himself just around the 6-yard box. And Asanovic will come over to take this one, winning his 25th cap, the man from Derby County. Well, we've seen Apatsidis make 2 crucial saves just before Greece scored. He should have been called into action there, but it was a weak corner kick. And then the header back will not pose him a problem. But you look back on incidents like the ones where Apatsidis made the double save, and then see how Greece took the lead, and they're away again here. And the Croatian defence was really caught out. And with Nikolaidis coming in, they were very lucky to come away unscathed again. Well, Nikolaidis is taking up excellent positions, and he just failed to get onto the end of the cross from Satas. But where was the Croatian defence? Straight from the clearance by Atmatsidis. And we do apologise to you, by the way, for the interference on the sound. I'm afraid that's something beyond our control at the moment. from Bilic. And that was Alen Boksic trying to get into the game almost for the first time. Not seen much of him as yet. But the Greeks again look dangerous on the break. With Tsiatas. It's back all the way to Ladic, and he sets things going again with Boba. The AC Milan midfield player who just glides so easily and gracefully past players. Forward from Yanni. 15 minutes gone. Not the scoreline we expected, in all honesty. Croatia 0, Greece 1. But a free kick this time for Croatia. Boban wins it. A rather unnecessary challenge in that situation, it has to be said. So the Greeks will curse themselves if they concede a goal from this. Rosivetsky's gone over there to swing this one across. Again, Atmatzidis on his line, hopping around, and it's well delivered towards Suker. Back in there, and scrambled away momentarily. Taken on by Asanovic. Oh, and he's brought crashing down, and the free kick is awarded against the Apostolakis. Well, it's Asanovic who's complaining to the referee, but he's got the free kick. He couldn't have asked for much more than that. I think he may have even been suggesting that Apostolakis should have been shown a yellow card. But what a chance this one is for Croatia, as Boban sizes up the situation again. He's already hit one fierce shot himself, and there's another one, but they take care of that for the moment. Asanovic, the one who picks it up once again. They've still got so many bodies in there, the red and white checkered shirts. Away this time by Kasapis. And then Donis. Has to hold things up, which is against his nature really. He prefers to run quickly at defenders. But the Greeks have countered well on more than one occasion, and they'll be content to win a throw-in from this. Surprise in the Greek side when it was announced just before kick-off, and that was that Uzinidis was left out. It's not been expected that he would play, a regular fixture in the side in recent months. But here goes Boban. And, well, it's a foul off the ball, and that really should be worth a yellow card. The player protesting is the guilty party. Dizis. Really, he could have had no complaint about that. So can Croatia get themselves level early in the game? Asanovic fancies it with his left foot. And we know he can hit them, and he does hit it well, and the goalkeeper, Atmatzidis, is really on top form tonight. A scrambling stop. I think he's saying to the people in the wall, you got it all wrong. Anyway, he got it all right. Excellent stop again from him. Asanovic with the ball in, and the keeper again manages to palm it away, not quite as convincingly as the first time. Here they come again. Asanovic driven across the keeper, and his co-defender somehow managed to keep their goal intact. It was Karatzidis who got it out in the end. But you can feel the swell in the crowd and the emotion building up in this game as Croatia come hunting an equaliser. And they are really on the rack, Greece, at the moment. And only Atmatzidis is standing between them and an equalising goal. Bilic. Stimac. Stimac again. Nicely flicked on, and Boksic, who tried to take it down, just failed to achieve that because the defender there behind him was Tidis. Well, maybe the Greeks have been inspired by the result of their under-21 team, who also recorded a 1-0 victory over Croatia in the corresponding fixture, which may have been regarded as a surprise too, but clearly they've got some very good players in Greece at the moment. Now, Croatia again building up around the edge of that Greek penalty area without any great fortune, and these balls cutting through the middle for the one lone striker Nikolaidis are proving a big handful for Croatia. They're having so much possession as they have now, but in these first 20 minutes they've not found a way to beat the goalkeeper. They are winning countless free kicks though. Prosinecki brought down this time, and at long last the referee does produce a yellow card, and it is shown to Konstantidis. So the first yellow card, there he is, Konstantidis. Well, they keep setting themselves up from excellent positions, and you would certainly feel but they'd have to exploit one of them before long. Will the Greek defence wilt though? Prosinecki, we've seen him shoot from this sort of range, and he curled it up there again, headed away. Only to Asanovic, who seems to pick up the pieces. Yet another free kick, Donis this time. Yanni to float this one across. Again, Greece managed to get the ball away, and effectively so too, and they'll be looking to see if Nikolaidis can find some space up there again. He's got to just keep his range and keep his footing, and he did that very well, and there is still chances. Now it's a crucial tackle applied on Zagarakis. But both defences have looked in trouble, and now the ball in from Prosinecki, and he's headed away this time by Atmatzidis, who's having an outstanding night so far. Konstantinidis forward, and this is a really good counter again from the Greeks, and the ball is kept in play. The problem is they only have the one man Nikolaidis up there in the middle. Asanovic this time. Really flowing football, and Asanovic, well, that would have been one of the passes of the season if he'd have got through to Boksic. Asanovic is Donis for Greece. Played back by Karatidis. Donis, rather haplessly, put the ball straight out. Switch the point of attack to Stimac. Prosinecki happy to take on defenders, and he waltzes around the first man there, Zagarakis. Cross in, comes straight back to Prosinecki again. He looks to be on top of his game tonight. Good little cross in, Suka trying to swing on it. Again, Greece managed to stifle that attack, but they are living on a tightrope at times. That was Apostolakis who lost it in a crucial area, but it's been won back quickly. And now Donis will try and get his, I was going to say try and use his pace, but Robert Yanni is there again. The man from Betis in Seville. Boban, very much the focal point in midfield. Again, a fruitless excursion there by Boksic. Look how many red and white shirts there were in the picture there. There were at least 6 of them around the 2 in blue. Another crunching tackle, and the yellow card will be shown. It's the second of the evening, and Mario Stanic can have no complaint. Stanic, who funnels up and down that right touchline, ironically catching Konstantinidis, who'd already been booked himself. referee Mario van der Ende from Holland has his second aim of the evening. There's Constantinidis' caption. He was booked a few minutes ago, and now Suker is trying to take a hand as well, trying to get his opposite number up off the field, and Suker really shouldn't have been involved, and that really was a stupid thing for him to do. He's not going to be booked. The name of Stanic did go in. So 2 bookings, 1 goal on the night so far, scored by Greece, who have this free kick. And swung very lazily across there. That was an extraordinary free kick, really. He made a present of the ball to Asanovic, who promptly whacks it right across field, but Suker couldn't climb onto it. You just have the feeling that tempers are getting a little bit frayed there, and Suker again is involved, and yes, this time the yellow card is shown. Well, that's a reaction to the incident of 2 or 3 minutes ago, when Suker rather stupidly tried to pick Constantinidis up off the floor while he was receiving treatment, and now just seconds later Suker threw the ball at the opponent, and he gets a caution as well. So 3 players cautioned. It's becoming rather ill-tempered. And I'm sure that's born of frustration for Croatia, who were a goal behind and conceding even more free kicks. This one on Nikolaidis, the man who's got the 1 goal so far. You can imagine Nikolaidis, if he carries on like this, somebody will be paying big money for him as well before long. Here they come again, not short on craft. Here's Zagorakis, then Apostolakis, Zagorakis. And look how they work to get back and just get a foot in. That was really excellent play from 2 or 3 members of this Greek side, who worked hard just to get a foot in. Nicely controlled by Boban, but under duress he lost it. The Greeks look very comfortable when they're in possession, but they've been playing just with the 1 man up front. So the longer they can hold the ball, the more frustrated Croatia will become. But midway through the first half, there is no doubt which side is the happier. Long again, Donis just about keep it in, but he can't get any purchase on the cross, which is collected by Ladic, one of those who plays for Croatia. This man plays for Derby County, Stimac. Now Slaven Bilic. Out Boban, he did find Prosinecki, then Boban, lovely ball in here, chances, what an effort! That would have been a quite magnificent goal for Croatia. Beautiful build-up, but Boksic denied by the crossbar. Boban has been involved in the move twice. It's a terrific strike from Boksic, who's been in great form as well, and there was the AC Milan man, Boban, putting in the Juventus man, and the ball coming back off the crossbar. But look at the quality of that clip from Zvonimir Boban. Great strike as well, and the goal would have been richly deserved. Well, there certainly would have been nothing that Atmatzidis could have done about that. He's already made 2 or 3 crucial stops. That one certainly beat him. So Croatia denied now by the crossbar, and the frustration just increases. A goal behind just before the half-hour mark. Boban at full stretch. And then Stimac also at full stretch. Now Boksic. Clipped off the heel, and just nothing is happening for them at the moment, and as a result Greece can counter again. And they look rather scary in defence, and that's a close effort. My word, that was very close indeed. It was Konstantinidis with the outside of the right boot. When the ball came back to him, he didn't hang around. Good try, and I don't think that missed by a great deal. We can see rather better from this angle. That's a very good effort indeed. To be fair, of course, to Ladic, he did have it covered. It's an excellent game. Croatia are not too happy about it because they trail by a goal. Despite the number of free kicks that they've had in and around the Greek penalty area. Nikolaitis moaning there that he's been caught offside. I think he was moaning at his own players for the quality of service he got. He's certainly shown that given the right service, he's a danger man. Played in field by Stanic, then Bilic. That's a good ball. Here comes Suka, and it's literally taken off his head by Kalitsakis. Yanis Kalitsakis, who plays for Panathinaikos, winning his 57th cap tonight. A key defender, and who made his league debut at the age of 17. And he's been a fixture in this side for many years, and that was good defending. Knew where Suker was, probably knows where he is now. It was Kalitsakis away, Boban off the boot and out for the corner. So Boban continues to be frustrated, just like the rest of his teammates. But it's a fierce onslaught, this, from Croatia. There is such quality in their side. Suker was close to getting in a moment ago. Now Prosinecki will try and find him with another corner. Anybody in a red and white shirt will do. There's Boban again, and it's flicked away. And back in yet again, and it's all hands to the pump here. But Greece survive. They still lead by a goal to nil, and Croatia must wonder how many ladders they've walked beneath today. They're just not getting a break inside the penalty area, but they do lose possession again to Asanovic. Will they be punished this time? This is boxing. Not the best of crosses. And when things start going wrong, the crowd gets rather agitated. They've struck the crossbar. The goalkeeper's made 2 or 3 extraordinary saves. And the exasperation is there for all to see. Now free kick is awarded, and Donis nods his approval to the Dutch referee. Donis, who's not had an easy introduction to Premier League football in England, with Blackburn Rovers rooted to the bottom of the table. He's just got 1 goal for them. Greece won't just hit hopeful balls forward, but they do lose it to Prosinecki. So, and he has a few words as well for Konstantinidis. Just tugged at his shirt. Jurkan's got forward. Infield for Asanovic. Oh, lovely piece of skill, and he's brought down from behind. And this is more trouble for the Greeks. Boban it was actually in the end, who went crashing down. Yet another free kick. Well, the first player to take a swipe at him there was Konstantinidis, who has already been booked. I don't think he made contact. Well, the second man certainly did. And Zvonimir Boban gets up, clutching his ankle. And I'm sure Denmark will be hoping very much that it stays that way. A draw elsewhere is an ideal result for another country. The next 2 fixtures that these countries play are not until the new year. Croatia will be at home to Denmark on March the 29th. And the Greeks are away to Bosnia on April the 2nd. And again, they try and get bodies in the way. This is good Croatian attacking play. Again with Boxic to the fore. And And already Prosinecki trying to raise the tempo by rushing to take the throw in, and here he is again. He's very lively at the moment, Prosinecki. Is he running out of ground here? He was supported by Bilic, who almost ran it out. Konstantinidis can't get the clearance away, and it's drifted over here. The header that came in was way over the top from Boxic. Really good aggressive play from Croatia. Boxic on the end of that move. He's got just 3 goals for his country in 15 appearances. And they'd like another goal from him tonight, just to clinch the 3 points in Group 1. Croatians, remember, have lost key defender Igor Stimac. Of some concern to them, and of some concern to Derby County manager Jim Smith. So comfortable on the ball, and they're not afraid to play it around in defence. And then Boban drifts back from midfield to pick up the gauntlet. Prosinecki, his movement on his right by Bilic. Here he is, the West Ham United defender. Can they get bodies in the way? It was cleared by Kalitzakis. Now for the first time almost in the half, the Greeks sweep forward, but offside given against Donis, and he kicks the ball away, and he'll be very lucky if he's not shown a yellow card. He will be. It's a stupid caution really for Georgis Donis. It's the 5th of the night. 3 for Greece, 2 for Croatia, and so many of them have been silly. Suker for throwing the ball at an opponent, and now Donis for kicking it away. Those are the sort of bookings that really anger coaches and managers around the world. Unnecessary. So 5 players booked, 1-1 the scoreline. Yanni across field, and as you can see, Bilic has taken up a position on the right-hand side here. Jurkan, 2 players who play in the England Premier League. It's excellent defending, but the ball still manages to find its way into the path of Stanic. Well, that's a foul by Prosinecki. Just body checking, really. You rarely get away with that. Greece come again with the Satas. Oh, it's well won on the halfway line, and the Greek defence will have to backpedal here. They're in trouble against Yanni. He's got a man wide on the left, and it's Suker, and it's straight at the keeper. Boxic was closing in for the kill. Atmatzidis held on, as he's done on all but one occasion so far tonight. Where were you, he says. He was left a little exposed. Yanni with a great driving run. An intelligent ball out here as well. Suker with the cross, too close to the keeper. Croatia still look the likelier scorers, and yet they almost conceded a penalty. And that should have been a warning to them. Just get through this time. Atmatzidis is winning his 24th cap. He's another who plays for AK Athens. He's now played 19 out of the last 22 international matches. But with an hour played, Croatia 1, Greece 1. And that's a nervy sort of a scoreline for the home country who want victory badly. Greeks conceded 20 free kicks in the first half. Conceded a few more in the second already. They keep losing possession on the halfway line, but they pick it up again this time with Apostolakis. Smart work back there again at the heart of the Croat defence. Kozanecki wants the ball. I think he'll probably get it eventually. Here he is. Nikolaidis and Suker still the scorers of the only 2 goals, and here is Suker now. George Donis is having a rather unhappy second half, having just been booked. He went for the intervention there, the ball spun off him and presented the throw into Croatia when it really should have gone to Greece, because it was going straight out of play. There's a lovely turn, and he goes in the area, and there's no more he can do than put the ball out for the corner. Under pressure there, Karatidis happy to concede a corner, but Croatia have always looked menacing from set pieces. And let's see what they can conjure up now as Asanovic goes across there. Suker will be one of those seeking to get on the end of it. Soldo's gone up to make a run too. Up in the air from Konstantinidis. Manfred. So still of these 2 countries, Greece would be happier at the moment. Thumbs up there from Slaven Bilic. There's another who's been around a while now. His 27th cap tonight. Nikolaidis would have wanted to carry on there, but the free kick was given against him. A little unfortunately, I would have thought. And so Croatia come themselves. Lovely ball played up, but Suker's offside. It's not going to count. The linesman had no doubt. Suker still finished it clinically, but he was offside and he knew it. We're watching aficionados. I think the linesman or referee's assistants, as we're supposed to call them these days, got that one right. He certainly, in my opinion, did not get it right in the first half, where Nikolaidis handled the ball and was allowed to go on and score. Another free kick against Greece. They've certainly conceded plenty of those this evening. That man is in for a world record, I would think. He must be well into double figures in free kicks conceded in the match. Here come Croatia trying to pick up the pace again with Boban, and a good ball in for Suker. Lovely move again. Boban and Suker combined so effectively. They did it in the first half and they've done it again here. Suker just has that striker's instinct. He knows, like a predator, where to be, and when Boban drifts the ball through into the Greek area, there he is. The goalkeeper was covering the angle, the shot went wide anyway, but what a good move. And that is going to be a yellow card. In a moment I'll tell you who's received it, but not easy to pick up who it was there. Tell you yet another Greek name. It's probably a long one. Is going into Mario van der Ender's little black book. I'll try and get confirmation of that in a moment, but another booking. That's 4 of the Greek players now cautioned. Here's the free kick. Can they get a goal from it? No. Good catch. Matzidis really has done well tonight. The Greek number 1 unquestionably. I must confess, when that foul was committed, I thought it was going to be Konstantinidis again. Clearly not, otherwise he'd have been off, having had 1 yellow card. Now that through ball up the middle again. Boksic will pick himself up. The whistle's gone. An unrewarding night so far for Alan Boksic, the Juventus striker. Scored twice in the match with Bosnia. That ended 4-1, and at half-time I fancy 1 or 2 supporters here thought that this one might end at 4-1, but the way things are going, Croatia would settle for 2-1. Still 1 apiece. Greece rarely inside the Croatian half, and they must defend once again. Stanic. Free kick. And he calls his man over again. It was Bilic who went down. I think that was just more of an ill-timed tackle, really, than anything malicious. 20 minutes into the second half, the plethora of free kicks continues. And here goes Bilic forward once again, that distinctive style of his. Oh. Now the free kicks awarded against Asanovic. Well, there have been too many free kicks, to be fair, in the second half for the good flow of the game. Certainly Stanic and Suker have been booked on the Croatian side. Certainly Konstantinidis, Tadizas and Donis have been booked as well. Plus one mystery guest in the referee's book. It's nicely done. The charge is Prosinecki. Donis trying to cover him. One thing we've not seen from George Donis is any of his pace down the flank. He's not really got into good attacking positions at all. Stanovic was turning away from trouble there. And finally it's forward from Jurkan to Bilic. For Prosinecki. Jani takes up his normal position on the flank. Prosinecki does play it out that way eventually. For Boban, and the deep cross will be too deep. And I was just thinking that another substitution might happen. But, it's the Greeks who are probably pulling off one of their weariest players in Donis. Things have not gone for him in this half, so George Georgiadis will come on wearing the number 17 shirt. Well, Donis is an extremely popular player back in Greece. He won back his international role last year after a spell out, but he's not really had a rewarding evening. So Georgiadis is his replacement, a player from Panathinaikos who comes on to win his 6th cap. His first was 3 years ago, but he's never really been able to cement his place in the side. Clearance from Kalitzakis. Not a bad one either. And just well kept in play. That was a good piece of play from Satas. Couldn't find the new man, Georgiadis up there. So Jani brings it out. Now Prosinecki. Jani's continued his run. Too many around there for the substitutes. Soldo. We're going to have a tense last 20 minutes. Oh, that's not a bad ball in here, and there's chances again for Nikolaidis, and Nikolaidis might get a second one here. Is it going in? No, right across the face of goal. But give Nikolaidis a scent of the net, and he certainly knows where it is. Here he is. And it looked at one moment as though it was going to clip off Ladic and go in, but Boban was there to keep the ball away. It was going wide anyway. But he's quite a handful, is Nikolaidis. Confident sort of striker, especially in a one-on-one situation. Well, that really would have been an injustice again had Greece taken the lead, because they've been second best and hanging on for much of this night. Now Suker and Asanovic. Asanovic on the ball. Dispossessed by Karatidis. They're anxious down there. They want the 3 points. One that would not be seen as a very good result here. So Denmark are due next in March. They'd like to go into that game with 6 points on the board rather than 4. And that's all that Croatia will have if the scoreline stays the way it is at the moment, with 20 minutes left. Giannis run well in this second half, but then he will have to get back. Apostolakis didn't seem to be going anywhere, but managed to get the ball away. Played back by Satas. Boxic forward. And stabbed down the line. And here goes the substitute, Vlahos. Another from AK Athens. Not a bad ball in. Good strike on goal as well. An excellent hit, that one. Right on the target. Sartas certainly knows where the goal is. He's scored before for Greece. Hits this one well. He actually got a hat-trick in the Greek Cup final when he was playing for AEK Athens before his move to Seville. And he strikes this with some venom, but straight at the keeper, Ladic. So is there time for Croatia to get the victory they so badly want? Can Greece snatch it? Well, they're coming just a little bit more into the game now. And Apostolakis tries to thread this one through, straight to Ladic. Stanovic, Prosinecki wants to turn away from trouble. And he'll have a free kick. Mamma mia, I think he says. I'm not quite sure how they say that in Greek, but Tadizas was the offender. Out comes the yellow card again. Well, if it's Tadizas, he's already had a yellow card. No, it's going to be Kasapis. Well, interesting one that. Kasapis was the one picked out by Mario van der Ende, so he's almost bumped half the Greek team now, 5 of them. And I think there's a little tug there as well. But Bilic, as he tried to get in. But for my money this evening, Mario van der Ende has been rather lenient. Certainly very tolerant with some of the Greek antics. Very well taking those, but sometimes you have to go a little bit beyond that. And there's a foul on the other side now. Pushed out that Boban was too aggressive there in going in on Apostolakis. It looks as though there could be further movement down on the touchline. And I would have thought that certainly Blažević, the Croatian coach, will be thinking in terms of a substitution. Yes. To chase here for Greece, and they've got themselves a corner. Well, that's a novelty. I don't think they've been down in this part of the world very often in this half. The introduction will be that of Vlahovic. Goran Vlahovic, who plays for Valencia in Spain. He does get goals. He got a hat-trick against Korea. But the first thing they have to do is defend against a Greek corner, which they do successfully, certainly for the time being. Back in it goes, and Ladic away from his line in time. So now let's see if the introduction of Vlahovic can have an effect on this game. Prosinecki the one who's gone off, but that's straight through to the keeper. And they just seem to be finding it rather difficult to find a way through the Greek defence in this half. In the first half they certainly created opportunities of plenty. Boxic struck the crossbar. The Greek defence scrambled a few away. But we're close to the last quarter of this match. And they're hitting long and rather hopeful balls now, and that's not really the sort of service that Suker wants. Also great control by Stanic. So, possession handed back to Greece, and Nikolaidis comes for it, and confusion there between goalkeeper and centre-back. Well, Jurkan or Ladic suffered, and so Croatia come again with Boban's ball. Offside's given against Boxic. Close call, and that's the same official who didn't spot the handball which gave Greece a goal in the first few minutes of the match. Greeks held on for such a long time in the first half. They've now held on for a good time in the second half, and what's more, they've got themselves a free kick here. Rather needlessly conceded, it's got to be said. Foul was on Nikolaidis. And what an irony it would be if they should score now. There's a fair amount of jostling going on there. Bilic and Konstantinidis particularly involved, it would seem. So, the Greece free kick. Get it away. Nicely flicked in here for Apostolakis, who can't shake off Yanni. Then Boban. Stanovic alongside him, here he is. Managed to get away from Konstantinidis, who's behaved himself in the last few minutes, it's got to be said. Oh. Well, certainly Stanic has not had the happiest of evenings out on this right touchline. It's twice now that his instant control has been at fault. And I still wouldn't be surprised to see Croatia making another substitution. They had to take Stimac off when he was injured early in this half. Brought Soldo on. Now then, there might be something for them. Boksic, oh dear. It was not the shot he was looking for. Well, we all know about Alan Boksic's range of shooting. He's usually more venomous than that. By Jurkan. When you look back on the night, I would think that Greece had probably had 3 scoring opportunities. All importantly, they took one of them, thanks to Nikolaidis. They'll have another free kick for that. Conceded, almost inevitably, by Konstantinidis. Infield from Stanovic. Soldo knocks it out wide. Yanni's done the running. It's lobbed in rather aimlessly, to be fair, but then it's knocked down here for Stanic. And to compound the sort of night that Stanic is having, the throw-in is awarded against Croatia. Well, Suker, he must be careful. He was booked in the first half. He really got too involved. And he's got involved again here with Matzidis. And I do think the Dutch referee has had a part to play this evening in allowing things to get a little out of hand at times. Has been on the field about 5 minutes, and I don't think he's had a touch of the ball yet. Now he will have. How about that? It was good timing, and he's got the ball in here, and Vlahovic might get through. Was there a handball there? Well, certainly the Croatian players thought there was, and I thought there might have been too. One of the Greek defenders going down just inside the area seemed to thrust out an arm. The replay may tell us more. The Greeks are caught standing just for a moment, so Bilic can lock one in here. It's low, and with Suker darting towards the ball, they get it away. Well, these are tense moments for the Greek defence and for their supporters. Now then, this was the moment. Was that a deliberate handball there? Looked as though it might well have been to me. Anyway, Boban with the corner. And the whistler's already gone again. Much to their relief, the Greeks, oh, yellow cards flying around all over. I think it's Bilic this time. Well, it's hard to keep track of them. It was indeed Slaven Bilic. And whistling around the stadium in Zagreb, as yet another Croatian name goes into Mario van der Ende's book. I doubt he's ever had a match in which he's taken so many names. Well, this is the moment Vlahovic got in there, and that to me was a handball. And a penalty should have been awarded. And that incident came with just 10 minutes left on the clock. Tempestuous sort of a game, this one. He's taken 8 names this evening, and I would not have said that this was one of Mario van der Ende's most glorious matches. He's missed a handball, and I think he's missed 2 handballs now, both crucial. One provided Greece with a goal, and one has now probably prevented a goal. Well, you have to say Croatia really deserved to win this one, although you also have to say that there's been much to admire about the Greek tenacity. They've never given up, and the danger is that they'll make a mistake and be punished for it. They nearly made one there when Boban missed the ball. Jurka stabs it forward. Boban again. They try to pick up the pace. It's well, it was lifted in by Stanic. And again, Greece defended successfully. All this for 3 World Cup points. They have a point apiece as things stand at the moment. Now Asanovic. Always tries to get it onto that left foot, but he just overdid it. Karatais was there to clear. And away goes Apostolakis. Could he hold on to the ball for as long as possible? He's good at doing that as well, and he'll have a free kick now. It's Boban. Oh, yellow card, what else? It really is getting crazy, this match. In a way, it's international football at its worst. There have been so many good things tonight, and yet I've just about lost count of the number of yellow cards. We're certainly up to 8, possibly 9. And that doesn't reflect well on the Dutch referee, because I think he's allowed it to happen. He needed to be tougher earlier. Greece attack. And they've got the ball out there wide, and they've 3 men in the penalty area as well. And underneath it was Konstantinidis. He couldn't direct the header very well. And he, for me, is one man who's been very lucky to go the distance. Well, certainly as far as this in the match. Just 7 minutes left. It's 1 apiece between Croatia and Greece. Group 1 of the World Cup. Qualifying rounds. Victory badly required by Croatia. As things stand, they will have 4 points from 2 games, and Greece will have the outright lead on 7 points if they hold on. But another corner and another substitution coming off will be Sartas. Well, I'm not surprised that they're throwing on fresh legs. This is Brizas. Well, his job is merely to help out in these closing 8 minutes. Help defend this precious point that Greece have got for the time being. Brizas comes on with a clear message from Sartas. Go out there and win the point. And what a good point it will be for Greece if they do hold on. But there are a few minutes left yet. Not a great corner. Apostolakis got it away. They'll still come and they'll still leave bodies up there, will Croatia. Up it comes again. Not a good ball. The keeper might, well, he could have let it run dead to waste a few more precious seconds. As it is, I think he'll take his time. Both goals came in the first half. The busiest man on the field has been this man, the referee. Countless bookings. Not saying that they haven't been justified, but I think some of them were avoidable. Try and get Boxic moving down that left touch line, and Vlahovic as well is there. Locked in, headed away again. Apostolakis has been outstanding in defence for Greece this evening. There's been a real link between defence and attack. There's a nice little turn by Kasafis. The onus certainly on the home side here to come and win the points. Greece will consider this a job well done if they get their point. They really have defended well to a man. Knocked out this time by Vlahos. Seeking space up there, that's a really good turn, here's the chance. And yet again Greece get bodies around. They did that well. The ball played straight against Bilic, one of those who has been booked this evening. In fact, almost half those out there have been cautioned. Understandably, Greece will take their time over everything now. Bilic got in, but only directed it out. So a night that began frustratingly for Croatia has continued frustratingly. When they equalised just before half-time, you really thought that they would go on from there and probably win convincingly, but it's not turned out that way at all. And there have been one or two results of the unexpected variety in this World Cup already, notably Northern Ireland's drawing Germany, Macedonia scoring 11 against Liechtenstein. But with 3 minutes to go, Greece are holding on. They're on the ropes, but they have held on well, and here goes Apostolakis again. They will really stun Croatia if they score. He did that well. He managed to stay onside. There's nobody really to support. And Ladic is able to make the stop. But again, Croatia just proved slightly vulnerable. Caught somewhat square. There's an excellent tackle. That really was a good tackle. And it releases Greece once more. And up of it once again, Apostolakis. He seems to have been everywhere. Well, that sums up their approach at the moment. Just pushing the ball up towards the corner. There's nobody there in a blue shirt. But it's 1-1 and you can't really blame Greece for playing this way. A point away from home for them would be seen as excellent. And they will stay ahead of Denmark if they hold on. Free kick's given against Boxic. Greece will have played 4, 1-2, drawn 1 and lost 1. And they will be a point clear of Denmark and 3 points clear of Croatia, who however have a couple of games in hand. So it's certainly not a disastrous result for Croatia if they draw, but how they would have loved the victory instead. There was the substitute, Brisas, Apostolakis. They're very neat in all they do, the Greeks. You're not sure how potent they are, apart from Nikolaidis, who's shown he can be very dangerous. And Apostolakis, winning his 86th cap, has been one of the men of the match without question. And he it is who is just picking himself up now. He must be absolutely exhausted. He's run himself to a standstill. 32 years of age. He's been outstanding this evening. Inside the last minute in Zagreb, it's still Croatia 1, Greece 1. And I imagine if they hold on now, when the final whistle goes, the Greeks will celebrate in some style. This will be seen as a really excellent result for them. But it hasn't finished as yet. It's those red and white shirts poured forward again. And there must be a little time to add on because we've had a couple of injuries in this half. We've also had the off free kick, and here's another one as we go into stoppage time. And a smile, and I'm not surprised from Konstantinidis because he managed to stay the course. Me having predicted in the first half that he might not do for the number of fouls he'd committed. But 1-1 it is, and I wonder if the fire has been taken out of Croatia now. They look a little dejected. They've certainly run short of ideas in this second half. Boxic managed to get it in field there, and then it's directed back inside Croatia's half. Finally it does come forward for Asanovic. Joining in his Bilic. And he says to Asanovic, go on. One last chance, attack, attack. And they will do that. And here is Bilic. Oh, what a disappointing cross. There was plenty of time there for Slaven Bilic to measure it rather better than that. He failed to do so. And the consequence might well be that the result is going to be 2 drop points for Croatia. That's how they will see this. They've had a minute of time added on already. This man certainly played his part in the opening minutes of the game. Matsidis' goal was under siege, and he made 2 or 3 crucial stops. He's been perhaps underemployed in the second half, not that he's complaining. And Croatia come, I'm just going to say maybe for the last time, and Borel Stanic there has had a really disappointing second half. Couldn't keep the ball in. They want the final whistle. They're all ready to salute. I told you they'd see it more like a victory than a draw. Look how deep Boban is now. Hits it long. And I suppose in many ways it would be cruel on Greece if Croatia scored now. Bodies all over the place. Suker took the dive. And the goalkeeper puts the ball out. I don't think the game was finished by any means. And the referee is still having problems. He's being jostled slightly by Karatayidis there. And I think the complaint is that Suker went in with his foot. They appear calm, but they will not appear to be very happy. Blažević maybe down to the last cigarette. It's been a battling performance by Kalaitzakis and his co-defenders. He has to go off. Well, they can't believe how long the referee is adding on here. Well, there have been injuries. Let's have a look here. Down went the goalkeeper, and it was an entanglement of bodies there with Suker and Kalaitzakis. The referee for once took the sensible option tonight. He didn't book anybody there. Well, Greece for the last time perhaps. No, that's a good tackle. Oh, the referee traps the ball, and that tells you it's all over. And a disappointing result from Croatia's point of view. Greece take the overall lead at the head of Group 1 with the point that they've achieved here in Zagreb. Nikolaidis' early goal was good enough for them, and despite Davor Suker scoring his 22nd international goal just before half-time, it's the Greeks who go away much happier, and they see this as a terrific result achieved in Croatia. And despite all Croatia's efforts in the second half, they rarely trouble the Greek goal, and so they will see this very much as 2 points dropped. It ends in Zagreb. Croatia 1, Greece 1.